Alright, this is the IV rain barrel system setup for those of you who are interested in collecting some water this year. IV rain barrels definitely have their own video and have a cute little setup that you can do on your own. This is the way I did mine. Just took a lot of cues from the actual video themselves. You can do this with any other barrel that you wish to have. Obviously mine's a little different just because of the offset you see here. If you have the space, you can always just put any type of barrel, any type of screening, cut a hole on the top, and then put a little 90 spout right there. However, you guys see I kind of got this little post. I only have a small walkway here, so that barrel would be taking it off. So you guys can see that I went ahead and just put a little side 90 here, a regular gutter 90, and I just use one of these little accordions, downspouts, just to kind of make the distance up and get the rain going straight down into my catch. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do another one right now and show you guys how I did that. Obviously there is an overflow that comes out the back. I put it back into the existing gutter spout that would drain out in the back of the yard. Just to give me a little height off the ground, I just added some old gravel and sand mix and a couple paper blocks we got from the big box store. Anything to get it off the ground, if you wanted just a little bit off the ground, would work. We just had these paper blocks, so went ahead and just used those with what we had. All right, so here we go. This is gonna be rain barrel number 2. I'll walk you guys through everything a little bit step by step, so you guys can get a quick idea of how I'm doing mine. The easiest way to do it is the way that Ivy Barrel has it. It's pretty simple. I just have to, I'm doing the same thing. I'm just making a 90 around of a corner. So it all depends on location where you want it at. So I'll show you guys the step by step of throwing down some gravel and sand, kind of level the area out just a little bit. I have extra gravel and have extra sand. You can use 2x4s, planks, boards, whatever, you know, fill up a thing of chicken wire with rock, anything. If you want it off the ground to get it gravity fed. We will later on have to test that to see how much flow actually comes out. It's not going to be like a racing river or nothing, but I'll start showing you guys the location that I'm going to put the second barrel and a couple of the materials. All right, so here we go. Here's the site of the second rain barrel. I threw on a bag of gravel, whatever you guys have. If you have some scrap wood, like I got some scrap pallets, you know, you can make a box out of that and backfill it with dirt or rock, or whatever you guys have. Get, you know, ingenious with it. So this rain barrel will be sitting here because obviously this side is not done yet of paving the side of the house. So I just have some extra sand that I had that I normally keep in the back of my truck during winter. Obviously I do have a 90, right? That 90 will kind of go here so I can offset just like in the previous. If you are just looking for the easiest way to hook up any rain barrel, you just get this little 90 here. They're about $5. You just stick them on your spout. I'll show you. You just stick it on your spout and just have that go right in your rain barrel or any barrel that you have. If you're gonna make your own, you can go ahead and just get some extra window screening. Do got some regular plumber strap there to kind of hold it to it. And then if you're gonna do any screws, make sure they're gutter screws and they're stainless. You definitely don't want them to rust. And everyone says, what are you going to do in the wintertime? Well, I haven't figured that out yet. But if I wanted to take the cut piece, because you're going to be making a cut, you can always buy this little coupling and just put it back on during the winter. That way you're not having a bunch of ice build up on top of your rain barrel. But let me go ahead and get that kind of leveled out and I'll get back to you. All right, just getting the foundation down a little bit. Got sand, rock, little gravel rocks and everything kind of mixed in it. And I'm kind of using a little bit of a stamper there. If you don't have one of those, 2x4s, or just stomp it out on your feet, it's fine. Just to kind of get a little bit packed in there before I put the blocks down. And all the excess sand is just to kind of see if I can make it as level as possible. They're not 100% level, but they're good enough for what we're going to be using it for. All right, so if you guys see by now, I got 8 blocks, kind of level. Doesn't have to be super perfect. Got the ivy barrel, so I'm just kind of setting it in place. Using the 290s so I can go around the corner. I went ahead and pre-drilled holes, and you can go ahead and put the screws in if you want. That's probably the easiest thing before you hang them, so you're not trying to screw anything in upside down. With that, I kind of did a little bit of a rough lay-in. Also remember that the gutter has to go inside this, so don't measure at the top. Make sure you measure it at the bottom of this space in here, because that's where the other gutter will be coming into. You can use whatever straight edge you have, or you don't have to make any straight edge really. I just kind of do that because it's just a habit. Any type of handsaw will work with a metal blade. I have a portaband, so I get a little bit of a luxury. So that happens that fast. Then you're gonna take the old screw off. You want to take the old gutter out. If you have a regular drill, these are 1/4 inch. Take the old gutter out. So you don't lose this screw for winter or whenever. Just put it back in. You guys have this kind of similar setup. That'd be the best thing to do. Again, so I pre-drilled my holes. One thing you're gonna have to know is you're gonna have to crimp this a little bit to get these on. When you're doing that, you wanna use your needle nose and then bend it inward. That'll kind of push it. Give it a little bit of a crimp. This is metal, so I do highly recommend you guys wearing gloves. And if it's just a tiny little bit tight, you make your adjustments. Should be good. There you go. That's your new piece right there. Like I said before, I try to pre-drill everything ahead of time. Makes it a lot easier. If you don't have 1/4 inch tip, you can always use the end of your nut driver on your impact gun or whatever. as easy as that goes in together. It's not very difficult. I made some markings. I might be a little bit past my marking on this. There you go. Sometimes you'll see that when you hit the screw in there, it'll grab the other piece and bring it up. That one didn't really grab, but it'll be all right. If anything, you can always put a second one in later on. Huh, I'm really getting grass collectings in here. Plastic accordion type of downspout. Never really used those before. Sometimes they don't like to line up for you. There you go. So that's our downspout setup. That one screw didn't really catch, so I'm just going to sink another one on the side. Or I can just break the drill bit inside of it. Yep, drill bits are definitely cumbersome. Well, now you guys all know the reality of nothing's ever perfect. Straighten that back out again. That's why I always say sometimes it's easier just to go ahead and put them, assemble them on the ground before you're hanging them up. Might be a little better. There you go, perfect. So 2 times the charm. So now you can just take your little accordion thing, kind of just shift it however you want. If it doesn't stay, you can always get a rock or a 2x4 or something. This is brand new, so I'm hoping that it'll just kind of soften up on its own. And that's pretty much it. You have enough room to kind of maneuver a little bit. And then as far as the remaining setup, you'll have an overflow. That's just gonna kind of just sit on there. Put it in your downspout. If you're afraid of your lids blowing off, you just do the quick little zip tie that they comes with here. These zip ties, you don't have to cut them off. They're reusable. There's a little tongue on them that'll let you go ahead and release them. So don't feel like once you put the zip tie on, you can't get it back off. There's a small cap. It'll just go on the other end there. Sometimes it's better when it's softer. Alright, so we do have the little valve here. Shove that in the best you can. You don't have to get this thing super tight. I'm just trying to get it at least to the back a little bit. Now, trick is to make sure you get that on there right. I don't want to cross thread any plastic. I'm not using any plumber's tape or dope, but you don't have to muscle it on with no wrench. It is a little hard to get on. You don't have to get it in all the way, but you'll feel that you'll eventually want to stop turning. And if it turns and it's sideways like that, that's perfect. You don't have to really deal with that. I think I actually got the valve on backwards. So there we go. Didn't know there's a forward or back on this ball valve, but we just learned that just now, didn't we? So I'm just gonna make one little loop around, and then I'm gonna turn it off so if it does rain, I'm not losing any water. All right, so the last step I did, I just put on this strap, just kind of keep that in place, keep it nice and tight. I did throw some caulk around there just to kind of, keep any water that does come down the wall for any particular reason off of that. That's up to you. Silicone be better, but I already made like 4 trips to the freaking hardware store today, and I'm really just need a beer. But if you guys have any comments on this, go ahead and just let me know. I'll try to answer them the best that I can. If you like what you see, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Hey. And if you are interested in doing a little rain barrel catching system, go right ahead. It's pretty easy. Like I said, I'm saving the attachment there in case if I want to ever put everything back on. I have a coupling for that. For the winter time, we actually get freezing weather where I'm at, so that would not actually work in the winter time. It'll be kind of dammed up with ice, so we'll probably take that apart, probably put that extension back on with a coupling, call it good. You see I got the overflow running back here, and that'll just come out into our little moat of the abyss or something we call it over there. But if you need some chickens on your overalls, that's what that looks like. All right, that's good. That's time to clean up now. Hope you guys give this a try. If you have any questions, again, just go ahead and leave me a quick question. A lot of these range catchment systems have very easy hookups. There are also places where if you do have a lot of trees over your house, pollinating and all the gook that comes off with that, there is a separate way to kind of do like an overflow or a leaf catcher. They do make a box that goes in the gutter where I have cut it at. You just kind of sit it there and the water will still go down, but it'll have like a 45-degree angle mesh thing where the leaves will just roll off of that. So there's always a couple different ways you can do things. Again, if you like what you see, go ahead and smash that like button. Have a good day.